Greetings, this is the instrument sidekick video for the euphonium or baritone. Page 10, first notes and songs. Page 10, first notes and songs. Alright, so there's a huge amount of information on this page, alright? You've hopefully been doing those mouthpiece exercises every day for a long time. And now, when you're ready and you think your embouchure is ready to start handling it, you're going to start working on this page also. You should start with the mouthpiece exercises still first thing every day when you start your practice, and then start working on this page, all right? Now, on this page, we need to learn 3 notes. We see what they look like. We see a written description of where they are on the staff, and we see what fingers need to go down, all right? We have a little embouchure thing here letting us know that these are generally low notes. All right, so you got to have the ooh embouchure, all right? And hot cross buns is a grouping of those notes, so that's written out for you. A little tip here that you start every note with your tongue, okay? So that's a little reminder there. And this new thing we got to talk about called a flat sign and the word accidental. So we have a lot to learn on this page. Let's start with the bottom, where it says accidental, all right? It says a symbol that changes the pitch of a note. Sharps, naturals, and flats are accidentals. So there's 3 kinds of accidentals: sharps, naturals, and flats. They take the pitch of a note. So a note being a specific like spot there, let's say D, all right? If you make a D flat, it becomes a different note. If you call it D sharp, it becomes a different note. So they have different fingerings. They are different notes. So accidentals are very important. All right. And the first one that you come across early on, and this is true for just about everybody, is the flat sign right there. Now the flat sign, the symbol itself looks kind of like a lowercase b. And in fact, in the book, you still might see there were places where I didn't necessarily replace the I typed a lowercase b because there's no flat symbol on a keyboard. And so I sometimes just typed lowercase b. But that is not a b. That is supposed to be a flat sign, okay? In reality, the symbol as you see here is correct. It looks kind of like half a heart is drawn and then cut in half with a little stem there that's on the left of the stem. All right? So that's very important. It changes a note. So now let's go up to the top and talk about D. Okay, D has the middle line going through the note. So you see it going through the center of the note there. All right, so when a line goes through the center of the note, we say it's on a line. And which line is going through it is the line it's on, so the middle line's going through it. All right, the C here, all right, that is in between lines, okay? There is not a line going through it, so we call it being on a space. That is on a space. So it's on a space between a couple lines, and it's a second space from the bottom, all right? Then over here, we've got that flat sign going on. We have a B flat. So we write the word B flat by writing a B and then drawing a flat sign after it, because that's how we pronounce it, B flat. But in the music, you're going to see a flat sign first, okay? Kind of warns you that the note right after it is a flat note, all right? And then it has the second line going through it. So it's on the second line from the bottom with a flat sign in front. So it's a B flat. It's never just a B. Definitely don't call it BB, all right? It is a B flat. All right, so how to play these notes? Well, you have to have the right embouchure, and we'll talk about that in a second. But the fingers to press down are right on the bottom after it says like the description of where it is. It says fingering 12. We don't have 12 fingers. How's that possible? No, that's not what it means. It means press your first and second fingers down, okay? Both of them down, all the way down, and they stay down to make the note. Don't go 1, 2, all right? Don't go press them and let go or anything like that. You press them both down, hold them down, and you buzz into the euphonium to try and make a D, all right? And then you also have to have the right embouchure. So a C has 1 and 3 down. Okay, so a lot of people see that 1 and 3, so they put 1 and 3 and they put their second finger down with it. Okay, no, 1 and 3 means your first and third fingers are down. The second finger is not. So this is 1 and 2. This is 1 and 3. So whenever you're switching between D to C, you have to keep your first finger down, raise the second finger, and bring the third finger down. D, C, D, C. So practicing just doing that when you don't have a baritone and you're not buzzing in a mouthpiece, that does help, okay? And then we have B flat over here, which says 0 or no fingers, okay? 0 means there's 0 fingers, and you'll also hear the teachers call it open, okay? Open means no fingers are down, so nothing is down. So you have D, C, B flat. D, C, and B flat, okay? Now, that's the fingering, okay? But now we actually have to be able to make the right sounds with your embouchure. All right, so that's why you need to have been working on just the mouthpiece for a couple weeks. Just buzzing in a mouthpiece all day long is going to help you be able to change the pitch for the right notes. All right, so I'm going to play each of these notes. You'll mark down generally in the video where we are, so you can go back and listen to them and try and play with those notes after you've watched this video. If you sound the same as the note, the pitch that I play, you are correct. If you sound lower than the pitch that I am playing, so if you sound too low, happens a lot, then you got to raise the pitch by doing all the things we talked about: tighter embouchure, more of an E, and a little bit faster air from your stomach. All right? If you sound too high and you're playing way too high and you're way too tight, then relax. Not so much you puff out your cheeks, more of an ooh, and a little bit slower in the air, okay? And then you got to bring it down. So you might have a little trouble finding that spot, and that's okay. You need to practice until you can get that. All right? So here's a spot in the video, so about 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Here is a D. Okay, that's a D. So if you sound... If you're letting your cheek puff out and you sound that low, bring it up to... All right, if you sound this note, then you're too high. You got to bring it down to... All right, now a C. 1 and 3 are down, not your second finger. I'm not going 1, 3 and letting go. I'm not pressing them and letting go. Press them down ahead of time, keep them down, and then blow. Okay, and here is a B flat. No fingers down, really low. Okay, you need to be able to switch between them. So between D and C, I keep my first finger down and I raise my second and bring my third finger down and back and forth, going. I'll do it again. Then I need to be able to go C to B flat. And I'm using my tongue. Toot, 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 toot. And then I need to be able to go D to B flat. Okay, and then we have the song Hot Cross Buns. So you see all the right order of notes written down there. And you usually see extra dashes if it's going to be a long note at this point, since you're not reading actual music yet to see how long you're supposed to play the notes. You just see dashes for the moment. So I will play all of Hot Cross Buns, and I'll explain how you need to practice it, okay? So if you wanted to play it along, you can mark this time. We're about 9 minutes into the video. Here we go. Hot Cross Buns. Okay, and then there's usually a pause, and then you go into rest position. Whenever you're playing a song, usually at the end you pause, everyone stops playing and freezes in position for a moment, and then Mr. Archie's hand comes down, and then everyone comes down together to rest position. Now, practicing this, you're not going to be able to play it perfectly the first try. No one expects that, okay? What happens is you try to play it right, it comes out wrong, and you need to do something called practice to learn how to be able to do it, to train your body to physically do it. Now that you understand what fingers to go down, what you got to do with your embouchure, you understand it, but being able to physically do it is still a whole nother story, okay? Just like you already know how to drive, you already know that you turn that way with the wheel, it goes left, that way when it goes right, there's a, gas pedal and a brake pedal. You already know all that stuff, but it doesn't mean you can just jump on in a car seat and be able to drive. There's still more of a physical getting used to it aspect. So same concept. You got to practice this. Now, practice is repetition. Repeating, 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 repeating. Okay? It needs to be constant repetition. It can't be a break, a pause, and then a restart. Okay? A lot of people make a mistake, and then they respond to that mistake with a big pause, and they shake their head, do something, and then they restart to work on it. And that isn't the same as practice. Practice needs to be immediate, okay? So let me show you what a restart is, and this is what you should not do, okay? Let's say I'm going to purposely make mistakes here, and let's say I'm playing, and I go... Oh, man! Oh, that was too high! Oh! Oh, man! What's wrong with me? Oh, that's not even the right first note. Oh, okay. Don't do that. Don't have these big reactions and restarts. That's not good. That's not going to do what practice does for you, okay? So actual practice, repetition is constant. So now I'm going to make mistakes and do the kind of way you fix those mistakes as I go. Okay? At no point was that perfect and performance worthy in any way. But you see how I constantly repeated immediately. I either right away restarted the line, right away tried to fix the note. The one time I did too many B flats, there's only 4 in a row, and I did way too many. And then I just kind of restarted that, okay? So that's what practice is constant repetition. So that's how you got to practice something. And the idea is, as you're doing it really quick, your brain starts to fix the problems faster and then eventually anticipates the problems and fixes it before they happen, getting it so you're playing it right. Okay? Some common mistakes in between with these notes is sometimes they'll be doing like when you have 4 B flats in a row there's B flat, B flat, B flat, B flat. Make sure that's all one breath going 2, 2, 2, 2. Don't breathe in between. Don't go... All right, you want to just do one breath. Okay. The other problem is some people don't tongue. Okay, you got to make sure you're tonguing. Don't go. Gotta go. 2, 2, 2. Okay, so make sure you're tonguing and make sure you're not breathing between every note. Okay. So practice it. Okay, practice it every day. Takes about half an hour of practice a day, every day, to eventually get something like this. The first day, you probably won't get it right at all. You just keep practicing it. The next day, it'll get better. The next day, it'll get better. Eventually, you're going to be able to play it right, but then still practice it half hour a day, every day, playing it right. The more times you play it right in a row, the more used to it your body gets, and the more likely you are to play it right when I need you to in class, okay? So, constant repetition to... fix the mistakes, but then also constant repetition once you get it right to get your body used to doing it right, okay? So practice every day for half an hour a day. You'll start with just the mouthpiece still, doing the longest buzz, steadiest pitch, high-low, tonguing a song, holding a piece of paper against the wall, using the force, and then put it into the euphonium and start working on being able to play these notes, doing those exercises, D, C, D, C, D, and then see if you can play hot cross buns, and do that every day, about half an hour a day, and you are going to be able to do it perfect. Okay? Do not worry. You will get this. Trust me. Just practice every day. You'll get it. All right? May the force be with you.